Come on in, Maggie.
Let's do it. Hey guys, my name is Maggie and I'm an alcoholic. My thank you, Janice, so much. I love you. My sobriety date is February 1st, 2022, which actually also happened to be my 38th birthday. And I had not planned to wake up in treatment on my birthday, but it ended up being the very best birthday gift I ever gave myself. Um, I started I started drinking when I was 15 and I got sober when I was 38. So I really experienced the way drinking systematically slowly changed over time into something that completely took over and obliterated every good thing in my life. When I started drinking, it was I would like have fun with my friends and goof off and feel free and have a great time. I would, if I was on an airplane and I had anxiety, I could have a couple drinks and I was like, oh, this is great. This is really working for me. Um, Towards the end of my drinking career, it was the sort of situation where if I got on a plane and had a drink, I would have as many drinks as they would serve me. I would go to my hotel, I would drink everything in the mini bar, I would, order wine from room service. I would find some way, I'd stay up all night drinking, and I would miss the wedding I had come into town to go to the next day. Stuff like that happened to me for years. Um, I will also share that part of my addiction, I had a very severe Adderall abuse addiction problem. I was prescribed it and initially. That also started very innocuously. And then by the end, I was stealing it and buying it illegally. Um, I It took me a really, really long time to get to a place where I wanted to stop drinking. In the end, I was literally locking myself in my bedroom, drinking all day long, vodka, maybe half a handle, taking 100 milligrams of Adderall, staying up for days on end. And I would inevitably fall asleep at really bizarre, inopportune times when my body just finally crashed. And a few times, I don't know how I survived this, but there were a few times would drunkenly decide I'm going to take a bath to try and wind down and make myself, finally fall asleep. And I passed out in the bathtub and woke up miraculously not having drowned. This happened more than once. I was so out of control. This happened to me and I did it again. I had a an amazing career. I own my own independent production company here in Los Angeles, producing comedies. Husband, beautiful baby at home, really great family, great friends. There was nothing that would stop me from completely obliterating myself with drugs and alcohol. Um, Around like maybe 6 to 8 months before I finally did get sober, one night I sent a desperate text to like 10 friends of mine and was like, someone please help me. I need help with my alcoholism. I finally had come to a place where I realized I have no control here. Like this is completely I'm going off the rails. My phone actually died before that text could go through. And when I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh, thank God. And then I went to charge my phone and it was like, bring, and the text had gone out in the harsh light of day to these 10 people. And I was like, oh God, now I have to really face the truth of this situation. Um, but it was another gift I had given myself because really acknowledging that I was struggling was kind of the very first step. Even though it didn't happen right away, I let my friends know I feel like I need to stop drinking and I'm scared. Um, so what kind of happened at that point was I made a big, okay, everyone knows. I'm going to let my family know. I'm going to let my friends know this is a problem. I'm going to stop now. And what I did instead was just get really good at hiding it. I continued to drink because I had no idea how to stop. I could not stop. And I just got more sneaky, more conniving, more manipulative. I isolated myself more. I was making up all kinds of outrageous excuses and bizarre, reasonings but it was this really sad time in my life because I realized, well, actually, an alcoholic in recovery asked me a very important question. I was saying to him, I need to stop drinking. And he said, do you want to stop drinking? And I was like, oh shit. I, I don't. I don't want to stop. And I mean, my life was so embarrassing. I was, outwardly telling people that I had a drinking problem. I was still drinking. I was, like creating all kinds of chaos, ruining family vacations, driving drunk and high on Adderall with my daughter in the back of the car. And even then, I didn't want to stop yet. That is the insidiousness and insanity of this disease. Um, I finally, after, the worst Christmas I ever could have put my family and friends through, um, got to the end of January and it wasn't even like a big event. I just got into a fight with my boyfriend. I was living in a roommate with a roommate at the time. And he had COVID. So my boyfriend was going to come into town to visit me. And I was like, oh, we got to go stay somewhere. And I found this really cute little Airstream trailer on Airbnb in LA. And I was like, oh, let's go there. Not thinking about how hard it was going to be to secretly drink in a trailer with him for the weekend. So here I am, like taking my purse with me into the trailer bathroom, oh, I'm just going to go to the bathroom and take all my stuff with me and drinking vodka straight out of the bottle. And, like it's just madness. And to put a fine point on it, abusing Adderall really helped me get away with a lot of this lie because it was an amphetamine and an upper. So I would frequently go off the rails without really showing it super outwardly, even though I was not myself. So anyway, I progressively got more and more unhinged. My boyfriend got more and more confused. I picked a fight with him. I just remember shoving his duffel bag into his arms and telling him to get the fuck out. And his face looked so sad and confused and bewildered. And he left and he closed the door. And I just had this moment where I was like, I'm done. I am fucking done with this. I cannot go on anymore living this way. I want to stop drinking. I finally got to that place. I took out my phone and I texted him, I'm drunk. And I heard his voice go, I'm still on the other side of the door. So I opened the door. He came in, we hugged, I cried, called a friend, and I said, I need to go to treatment. I cannot, I need to go somewhere that can help me. I like here I had all these many reasons why I had told myself before I can't do this because I have a child at home, I have a career, a business to run. None of that mattered. I had to go and take care of this problem. Otherwise, I was going to accidentally kill myself. Um, when I actually checked into a sober living, and which was great because there was no prescribed end date to that. Um, and when I got there, I felt like I had outrun a tiger. I was just like, oh my God, help me. This like what tell me what to do. I had finally surrendered. And I felt like I had been fighting. Like I don't know how to describe it, but I had been fighting so hard and just things were getting worse and worse. So when I finally surrendered, opened myself up to help, that first night I was there, I went to my first AA meeting. And it was like a curtain opened up and this w amazing world was revealed to me behind it of all these people that were just like me. I thought I was the only freak on the planet who was behaving this way. And instead it was like, no, come join the club. Oh my gosh, there's nothing you can say that we don't understand. And I was just like, oh, thank God. And then, immersing myself, having the privilege of, going to treatment and just focusing every day on reading the big book with one of the staff members, getting a sponsor, starting the steps, going to AA meetings every day. I was like, I cannot believe how lucky I am that this exists. this is really, really cool and really mind-blowing. Um, I'm a nerd for AA. I loved it from the start because I've really felt like it saved my life. But even, you know, going into those first couple years of sobriety, I would still have the urge, like the yearning to drink. And in the beginning, it was like all the time. My mom came to pick me up to take me to lunch one day, like the first week I was in treatment. She started to like tell me an annoying story about my dad. And I was like, oh my God, I need a drink. Like, I have to have a drink. I can't believe I have to sit through this story sober. Like, every little thing made me feel like I needed to drink. Um, that went away. That totally tapered off over time. And I was able, I mean, I mean, really to say what I go through now with complete sobriety. I have a special needs child who's very physically aggressive. I have a lot of other stresses in my life, and I am completely sober and I'm absolutely fine. And that is a miracle. That is an absolute miracle. Um, there was some point in year two where I had this epiphany, um, where you know how there we say in AA like play the tape forward. So like, if you think like, oh, I want to drink, well, play that tape forward. What does that look like? And then for me, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not going to have just one drink. I'm going to have 12, and then, I'm going to sleep all day the next day or whatever. I was kind of ruminating on that, and I was thinking, like for some reason it dawned on me, oh, drinking didn't work. It The things I wanted from it, it did not do. So when I miss drinking, I'm missing a myth. I wanted to feel comfortable, at ease, free, happy, like lifted up. I wanted alcohol to do those things for me. It did literally the opposite at the end. I was isolated, miserable, ashamed, totally out of control. I had horrible anxiety. And so when I kind of realized like this yearning I still occasionally have, this thing that I wish I could have, it doesn't even exist. It's not even real. That's not even there for me. So I really started to think about like what is it that I can do to get those things? And this is gonna sound so nerdy. I feel like if someone had said this to me before I got sober, I would have been like, fuck this. Like, I don't, I just want to drink. I don't want to do any of these things. But here's the absolute truth. When I have a really, really hard day, for instance, like with my kid, I can't wait to get to an AA meeting. I love to be with other alcoholics in recovery and share what's going on with me and just get that powerful feeling of being understood and being embraced and supported. Um, like taking a hot bath, meditating, going outside, putting my feet on the grass. Like there are very eating something delicious that I like, drinking caffeine. I do vape. There are other ways that I can be a functioning member of society and a good mom and not turn back to alcohol because, like I said, I came to the realization that that wasn't providing any of the things I was looking for in it anyway. Um, it doesn't mean that my life isn't hard, but I actually am a very happy person. I really hold close to me the memory and the reality of how bad things got at the end. Um, I I really am just so unbelievably grateful that this program exists. I'll have 3.5 years on August 1st. And over time I've wondered, like, do I need to go to a meeting every night? Do I still need to? And it's like, why would I change this? I love going to AA meetings. I love you guys. Um, this is enabling me to have the life of my dreams, truly. I mean, even though, like I said, my life can be very challenging. I have a new career with a new production company. A movie that I executive produced just premiered at the TLC Chinese Theater in Hollywood last Sunday night. Um, I am in the best relationship of my life with that man who stayed on the other side of the door of that trailer. I have some of the best friends I could ever ask for through this program, and I'm just filled with gratitude. And there's truly nothing that I need to drink over. It wouldn't work anyway. Okay, I'm going to end on a little rant. And I said this the other night in a meeting, and I feel like I want to say it more often. Being sober is badass. This is a really fucking cool thing to do. It's dignified, it is empowering. I sometimes feel a sense of smug satisfaction about myself, which sustains me through some of the harder times. I really don't think there is anything attractive about detaching and numbing out and being, out of your mind. I really love being present and being sharp and having my wits about me. And I also think staying sober is heroic. We should all be so proud of ourselves every fucking day because being able to stay sober is an actual miracle. It is really not easy to do, and doing it is really fucking cool. So that's where I will end. Thank you for letting me share tonight, Janice. I love you. Love you guys.